Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. We are talking about the beginner's guide of a very informative software called Microsoft Excel, where you can just sort of analyze the insights of your data, you can process your data in so many different ways, and you can just really know the story behind your data once you process it, once you input the data in the software, and you can kind of just this whole thing that makes sense when you process the data in the software. It makes more sense, and you can get multiple types of results just from inputting one type of data on the software by just clicking on the different functions that we're going to be learning in the upcoming videos. And today it's going to be just a beginner guide to the software where we're going to just get a walkthrough towards this software, and we're gonna know and talk about what it is. Now, in my previous video, I talked about the start page of Excel, where you can see your previous workbooks, and where you can also, I told you how you can just pin any of your workbook that you need to stay on top, whether it's old or not. And these are all the functions that you can perform with the workbook. You can save it, you can print it, you can share it or export, publish, and you can sort of just get a new workbook as it is. Now, this is the start page, a blank workbook. When you see it, you probably just wonder, wow, there are so many cells in this workbook that you can work with, and there is just an insane number of boxes that you see in front of you. We're going to come gradually towards every single type that you see here, every single function that you see here. We're going to be talking about in detail about every sort of function that you see in front of you in your blank workbook. Now remember, if you have your blank workbook open in front of you and it looks a little different from what you see in this video, don't worry, it's probably because of a different version that you have on Excel from me, or it could be probably because you're using a different type of gadget, maybe a notebook or a phone or something to use Excel. So don't worry about it. I have Excel installed in my computer. In my previous video, I told you there are two ways to get Excel working up in your computer. First is that you can just type in excel.new on the web page, and it is completely free with exactly all the similar functions of Excel that you get in your computer. And the other way is to just sort of just install the software on your desktop and basically purchase the software. So I have this software installed in my computer, and this is what you see when you open a blank workbook in front of you. Now, this whole thing, it's called one sheet. It's a sheet where you have it might look like there's an insane number of boxes in front of you, but they do become inadequate if you have an equally insane amount of data. So you need not to worry about it, because you can certainly go to another sheet and you can just keep adding sheets until you are satisfied or you have enough space to process or put in your data in the software. Now, the first thing that you see in front of you are these boxes, and you are probably wondering what these are for. These boxes are basically what you are going to be inputting your data in. All these boxes have an individual name. So first of all, these boxes that you see in front of you are called cells, not boxes. These are all the cells that you have in front of you, and each cell has a different name. This line that you see in front of you with the alphabets, these are the columns, and this line that you see in front of you on the side with numbers, these are the rows. So you can just scroll as much as you want. There's an insane amount of columns, and at the same time there's an insane amount of rows as well. So basically giving you an insane amount of cells in front of you for your equally insane amount of data. So you don't need to worry about the space when you're working with Excel because you have lots of it. As you can see, you can add in sheets as many as you want, and you can simply just type in your data, input your data, and analyze the insights of your data by just inputting as much data as you want. Now, like I told you, there are individual names for every single cell that you see here, and this name is shown here on this box, which is called the name box. Now you can also sort of just customize the name, but you don't want to go through that much effort just for the name of a single cell. We might want to work with default settings of the name box because it's just easier, and 99% of the times you never really have to change the name of the boxes, the cells, to input your data, because you basically just need to input your data and see your data working on the cells. You don't really need to change the names. In this video, we're gonna have a walkthrough of all the basic terminologies that you might need to know to better use the software and work with your data. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video, and in my next video we will be talking about all these things that you see here in front of you, and all these things that might come in handy for you to sort of just analyze the insides of your data, to process your data, and basically just know the story behind your data to make it all make sense when you input an insane amount of data on the software.